play against. Both players dropping the good luck, have fun, and the GG countdown is on the way, my friends. And we are going to get started.
Yep. Game 4. Desrow wins. He takes the $50. Machine needs to win to send it to an ace match. The map is Antiga Shipyard. And the stage is set. We'll see if Desrow can do it. Antiga Shipyard, a lot of people have mixed opinions on, but in the bottom right-hand location, we have the orange Protoss player, Desrow. His opponent in the top left, the pink Zerg player, Machine, representing Team Evil Genius's raid call, I guess. I don't know how to phrase that properly. Hopefully the EG reps don't get mad at me and have me shot in the middle of the night. That wouldn't be fun. But I'd also like to take this time to give away some beta keys. If y'all want a Smite beta key or a offensive combat beta key, please tweet at me which one you want, and I'll pick 2 random people for Smite and 1 random person for offensive combat. Offensive combat is a pretty cool browser-based game. You don't have to download anything whatsoever. You just open the browser and play. It's pretty awesome. I would highly suggest it. It's a first-person shooter. There's a bunch of different types, like 1v1, free-for-all, deathmatch, etc. And, of course, Smite. Doesn't need too much explanation. I know you're a big Smite player, apparently.
I'm not a big Smite player. I play it every once in a while. Someone in chat called you a young Latin DJ Weed.
I like it. I take that as a compliment.
That's why I laughed, man.
I'll take that as a compliment.
That is awesome. I like that. I like that a lot. You know what I've been doing lately? There's actually I wouldn't say huge, but a decently sized competitive Pokemon battle scene.
No.
And I have been commentating that. I've gotten a commentating spot at the biggest Pokemon battle website, and I've been commentating Pokemon, man.
That's fantastic.
It's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. I forgot to tell you that because you were at QuakeCon, but...
Dude, that's going to get big, I feel.
Maybe. Like, the scene's kind of weird. They're only catering to the players right now, but I've stepped in and I'm trying to make it more of a spectator thing.
Huh. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, man.
Do you stream it?
Yeah, stream it.
Nice.
It's cool. It's cool. There's actually a metagame and stuff.
I believe it. There's a metagame with most games, I would say.
It's like really, really cool. But know what else is cool? StarCraft 2. It's much more
StarCraft 2 is pretty awesome.
Much more cool than Pokemon now. Desrow has his forge down. Nexus as well. Cannon in production. Gateway going to be finishing off that wall off. Machine going for the third base over here. He's not afraid to take the far third. Some Zerg players will be really, like, if they don't want to take this far third, they're afraid they're going to lose it. They'll take the natural. They'll go double queen before getting that natural if a probe gets a pylon block. But, you know, Machine, he's confident with this rehatch. And I understand why. That double queen at the third hatch, I mean, I wouldn't, with that, any form of early aggression gets held off easily.
Yep, I agree. See, I feel like Machine's losses have come down to lack of scouting. I don't know if you'd agree on that, but like game 1, he didn't scout.
Definitely.
He didn't scout the 8 gate at all. He didn't sack an Overlord. Game 3, he didn't scout the Twilight Council. He had no idea about the DTs until they started swiping away at his hatchery. And once that happens, like once you lose your hatchery, you lose all those drones, and your opponent's still in 2 base, their economy is untouched, they're going up to +2 and blink. In that situation, you put anyone there, no one will be able to hold that off. Or very few amount of people will be able to hold off the aggression afterwards. Like, you need a bunch of spine crawlers. I guess infestors would help. But that's just to prolong the game, because you're just putting yourself behind by putting down spine crawlers. So,
no, I agree with you completely. The only way to stop an 8 gate is either you're blindly going Stefano style, or you scout it. And I mean, he didn't scout, and then like you said, he just never sent an Overlord into the base. But even then, though, Desrow's Dark Shrine placement was very solid. It was tucked away in a very good spot. So even if he did Overlord Scout, he might not have saw it. But yeah, you're definitely right. Scouting would definitely help against the last 2 games he's lost.
Yeah, so we'll see how he adjusts this game. Already has an Overlord in position at the south side of the map, has one just outside the natural expansion, checking on the progress of the gas. Desrow going to put a pylon over there. Meanwhile, we do have the 2 queens at the third already here from Machine, starting that creep spread. There's a Zealot in the middle of the map at the watchtower. Refusing to go too far, though, just taking control of that. Not going to try to be aggressive just yet. Behind this, Desrow has +1 on the way and a warp gate, so a similar looking build to last game. We'll have to see if he adds on 3 gateways, which would be about now. There's 1, 2, 3. All right, so there's the 3 gateways, and we'll have to see where he goes from here. Again, it's kind of dependent on the gases, the natural, but he might do some sort of Twilight thing, maybe.
We'll have to see. It depends on when he takes his 3rd and 4th gas. What his overall plan is, but it's definitely going to be just some 4-gate early pressure. And the cool thing about that is you can really go anywhere from it. You can go Stargate, you can go Robo, you can go Twilight Council. So until we see the tech, until Desrow shows us the cards in his hand, we kind of in the dark.
Well, Desrow just canceling that pylon. So now I'm not too sure if he's going to go for 4-gate aggression, especially considering he made 2 sentries back home, which implies he wants to be a little bit defensive.
That would be weird
and
if he didn't. He's been chronovising warp
there's
gate
a
a
third.
lot.
So he's putting down his 3rd. Problem here is Machine made a lot of lings after that attack, and he has 10 more in production, so he hasn't stopped making the lings. The problem is he doesn't have speed. He's only about 20% of the way done on speed, so what are these slow lings really going to be able to do? I guess we'll find out, because he's going straight for that 3rd base of Desrow. Desrow only has 4 sentries there. And we'll see. Yeah, Machine's definitely going to wait for speed going up to layer, adding on 12 drones. But do you think this clump of lings will be enough to deny that 3rd?
Maybe when speed is done. But there's just so many sentries here for Desrow. He already has +1 attack. He's getting a warp prism. I don't know. I don't think so. Yeah, hallucinate is really smart. I like this. I like hallucination a lot. On this
I wonder
map,
if he's going to hallucinate a warp prism north and then send another one west.
That'd be cute.
That'd be pretty cute. But Machine now taking down the rocks, leading to Desrow's 3rd. I think he should be fine. Has a lot of sentries here. Has a cannon there as well. What did he just make? He just he just made 2 additional gateways into cannon.
Yeah, he just wants to wall off his 3rd.
Yeah, he just has to control this properly. Get good force fields, and then I think he's fine.
This is scary though. 1 missed force field. These lings are going to be able to take this down, but the wall off is complete. The first Hallucinate Phoenix does get sent out. Hydra Den is going to be the first strike choice for a Machine. So it looks like it's going to be, Roach Hydra. Possibly the all-in version. A lot of people have been experimenting with Hydra timings against these, 3-base, Turtle-y, Stalker, Sentry, Immortal. People have been trying to go Hydras. Hydras do well against the Warp Prism, being able to snag that. And then they do overall good against Immortals and Gateway units.
Yeah, no, that definitely looks like it's going to be something like that. I mean, he is researching Groove Spines. The problem is Desrow already has a robotics bay on the way, which means he'll be able to make Colossi pretty quickly, and if there's anything that's good against Hydras, it's probably Colossus.
Yeah.
Which is why, that's pretty much why a lot of Zerg players just straight up do not build Hydras in this matchup. It's because of the threat of those Colossi. And with Desrow on 3 bases and Robotics Bay almost done, I'm a little bit scared for Machine if he does decide to go for that Hydra play. We do have a Warp Prism on the north side of the map from Desrow. Hasn't done much just yet. Income tab shows 70 to 67 in favor of Desrow. And the Hydra production has started. So we'll see what happens here. I feel like if Desrow just pushes off of 4 Colossi and Thermal Lance. Oh, did he build a second Robo? I don't think he did.
No.
Okay, so I guess 3 Colossi and Thermal Lance or 2 Colossi and Thermal Lance? Then that could be a really strong push.
Yeah, interesting choice here. Desrow. Okay, not interesting anymore. He's going for shield upgrade. He still doesn't have a Twilight Council, just not realized. Wants to get as many upgrades as possible. I don't know if the shield is really worth it at this point in time. I mean, do you really need to invest in the shield this early when you don't have Blink? I mean, don't you think the gas would be better spent on Colossus at this point?
I don't know if you forgot the Twilight.
Oh, he
Maybe
started
he forgot the
now.
Twilight. Yeah, I know, I see it now, but
I mean, even a second Robo over, unless you're going for fast Blink Stalkers, shield this early I don't feel is that worth it.
Yeah. Machine's still pressing out the Hydras. His creep is good, and I guess that can be the thing that really helps you out against a Protoss ball like this. If your creep can just get all the way around the map, and then go for a big surround on the Protoss player. I mean, first of all, the creep's going to slow down the push, because they're going to have to, try to clear that creep as they're pushing. And if they do decide to push all the way on creep, that could be a really good position for a bunch of Zerg units to do us around. But Machine is trying to be aggressive here. Keep in mind, Hydras can't really run. I don't think Machine has any idea about the Colossi.
There are two here. They have 1-1-1. Whereas Machine, he has 1-0. 2 attack is on the way. Will this be
Now he
enough for...
does.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to engage into this.
There's no way.
He's up to 190 supply. Desrow down to 154. He's getting a nice spread. He's going to try and pressure the third base while poking at this death ball. I don't know if he should be doing this. This is kind of scary for Machine. Nice force field catching a handful of roaches there. No poke at that third base, realizing this is just way too much. His Spire's halfway done, so he can start mixing in Corruptors.
Yeah. I mean, he invested so much into all these units. Like he has to find a way to make it somewhat cost efficient, because these aren't units you want in your late game army. I mean, maybe the roaches, but against all these colossi, what's more important in your late game army is obviously the broodlords and the infestors, and that's a lot of supply right now. Where he can't necessarily make those broodlords and infestors, he has a lot of roaches and hydras that he needs to make cost efficient. Now, how does he do that? That's the question. Is that even possible when there's 3 colossi in this gateway army that has a bunch of force fields able to be utilized? And at the same time, it looks like... Has Desrow used that War Prism yet?
No.
Okay, so we'll keep an eye on that. He's probably going to use it soon. Gonna keep an eye on the 4th. He might just try to deny his opponent's 4th, just forever.
Well, you do have Machine double expanding, trying to take that gold base, or what would be the gold base if that's what the TSL version.
Yeah.
It is canceled. The 4th base is canceled as well, and I mean, if Desrow can just do this...
Just deny the 4th.
Deny the 4th.
Over and over?
I mean, there's no way the Machine can try and trade armies efficiently with Desrow and be able to keep himself alive. I mean, he's going to have this Roach, Corruptor, Hydra ball, but I mean, you can't really end the game with that. This is just too much from Desrow. He's already got 2-1-1 with Carapace on the way, or actually no upgrades on the way. Machine, he has 2-0. I mean, upgrades aren't in his favor. I don't know. We'll have to see. Here comes an engagement, though. Roach is coming forward. Force fields go down. Hydra's doing a good amount of damage. Corruptor's coming forward as well, trying to target by the Colossus. 1 fall so far. And the force fields from Desrow, like you said, were way too slow. But was the composition just too much from Desrow? He blinks forward on top of the Hydras. Corruptors are starting to fall. All the Colossus have fallen, but there's still a lot of Stalkers left.
21 roaches, 36 roaches in production, but still a lot of force fields available here for Desrow. He needs to reinforce, though. He has 2,000 minerals and 600 gas, finally warping in 8 stalkers. Needs to join the army, but more importantly, his opponent still doesn't have a 4th base. Desrow is getting a 4th base up of his own, already nicely defended by 2 cannons. And there's a lot of Corruptors in the air that aren't really going to be able to do much, considering there's no Colossi to be used. Just Immortals and Stalkers on the ground, nicely upgraded as well. 1-1-2 to the 0-2 from Machine, and I think Desrow might have a little too much here. Also adding on High Templars into this composition, so he will have Storm readily available as it just now completed. So I think Desrow's still in a good situation here. Machine, he has to clean this up and be like ridiculously cost efficient. Where are the force fields from Desrow? It's a little bit concerning, but
oh no, the
Immortal. Have to. They go the Storms. Where are the force fields? Oh, force fields. All right, there are the force fields.
Well,
yeah, that was nicely handled by Desrow. I think Desrow's going to be just fine.
Yeah, supply 134 to 134. Very even supply. That's not where you want to be at this position when you're from Machine. He's trying to double expand again, but I think with this Blink Stalkers and how mobile he can be with them, Desrow should be able to deny these bases over and over again.
Yeah, you know, Blink Stalker's very mobile unit, and Machine might try to do some denying of his own, but there are some cannons down at the south side base. Actually, Machine just, I don't know what he's doing with these units on the edge of his creep over there. He's going to try to go for an engagement. Very interesting. There's a High Templar here ready for Storm. Stalker's blinking back, trying to duck out of range of those roaches. And with good Blink Stalker micro, again, Desrow's going to be just fine here. I feel Storm goes down as well. And I don't know what Machine does. I guess get Infestors out? Does he even have an Infestation? Yeah, he definitely does. He has the Hive completed, but he doesn't have the economy right now. Like, he has no gas, he has no minerals, so how does he really build up a composition to go up against even what is as basic as a 1-1-2 Blink Stalker force?
Yeah, it's just a tough position to be in as Machine. Just going this composition, if he had, you know, the Infestors, the Spine Crawler wall, being on 3 bases would be a little different because he'd have Hive by now, he'd have Broodlords can secure map position in the middle of the map, take that 4th, but with the composition he's going, I mean, there's really... How do you get map control with just Roaches, Hydras, and Corruptors? You don't really have any, you know, powerful units like the Broodlords, no Infestors, and we see Fleet Beacon on the way. He's going to try going for the Mothership, but I mean, if we get the supply 164 to 150, It's already looking so good for Desrow. I don't know what
Yeah.
Machine can do.
He's still trying to take that fourth, but he has to deal with Zealots in his third base, Zealots at his fourth, the main army in his fourth. That hatchery is going to be denied. Machine's just going to send his entire army to the south side of the map to try to deny Desrow's fourth. I think that will get denied. There are 3 cannons there. I don't think that's going to be near enough. Some Zealots being warped in, a lot of Zealots being warped in, some Stalkers as well. And I guess the good thing for Desrow is Machine's army is going to be trapped here. Like, how does the Machine retreat from this point? The Nexus is definitely going to fall, but at what cost? He's going to lose all these roaches.
Yeah, he's getting cut off right now. So many Stalkers here. They have 2-2-1. And here goes the Roaches getting caught completely off guard. The 2 Colossus are going to devour these. Here come some Storms. Will they be good enough to soften these up? And even without the Storms, he had more than enough to clean up these Roaches. Third base still being harassed by the Zealots. The hatchery falls. This puts them on 2 mining bases.
Jeez.
And the main base is completely mined out at this point as well. So, I mean, 165 supply to 91. I think this is it for Machine.
Yeah, Desrow is absolutely everywhere. Very well played game from him. And there's the GG from Machine. Desrow taking the show match, taking home $50, winning 3-1 over Machine. And guys, if you want to have influence on who Desrow plays next week, choose a Protoss player. Go to his Facebook, facebook.com/DesrowFighting, and pick or vote who you want Desrow to play next week. But congratulations to him. Unfortunately for Machine, he won't be taking home $50, but I'm sure it was a nice learning experience, perhaps.